Hey everybody, this is Erika Szabo. Welcome back. So today I'm going to be continuing my Makoto Shinkai review series. I've already covered quite a few of his films, like Voices of a Distant Star, 5 centimeters per second, Garden of Words, Children Who Chase Lost Voices, but today I'm going to be covering probably my favorite of his so far, and that is The Place Promised in Our Early Days. This is a really amazing work, and to be honest, I mean, Voices of a Distant Star was my favorite, and it still is very much a very important film in my collection. However, this branches forward in such a beautiful way that I am just really happy to be reviewing it for you today. In an alternate timeline, Hokkaido had separated from mainland Japan in the early 70s and formed an independent nation called the Union. Middle school friends Fujisawa Hiroki, Shirikawa Takuya, and Sawatari Sayuri made a promise to one day fly across the Tsugaru Strait and investigate a mysterious tower built in Hokkaido by the Union. Since that day, Sayuri had disappeared, having Hiroki and Takuya regrettably giving up on building the airplane to fulfill the promise. If I didn't already make it clear in my last reviews, Shinkai has a distinct knack of creating stories through emotions. Another thing he's really good at is creating alternate timelines, that is, taking existing settings and creating something surreal, creating something science fiction. I think that he really explored that idea in Voices of a Distant Star. Despite how small it might have been, it created a very powerful message. However, in The Place Promised, which is feature length, it expands on that so much more, and it creates an even bigger scope. The ways in which Shinkai deals with character interactions and internal struggle is genuine and raw, depicting even the darkest of human emotions. Yet never are we given characters who are black and white in intentions. Finding the beauty in the gray is something I really admire about his works, letting me feel every emotion as though it were my own. The Place Promised may be a bit slow because of its gently flowing pace, but it sets us up for a truly deep, hopeful focus. The Place Promised does have its vulnerable moments, however, leaving us with convoluted plot holes. For much of the film, I was asking myself things that I'm sure many of you were. What does the Union expect to gain with its tower? Why isn't Sayuri under tighter security? How exactly does this strong focus on parallel branch universes actually work in this world? The questions continue, but maybe that's the point. Maybe Shinkai purposefully wants to leave us wondering about this familiar yet alien world. The use of music is another important part of The Place Promised, and is probably the strongest use of music yet. The use of the violin in particular, and the way that The Place Promised depicts the bittersweetness in its sound and the bittersweetness in human emotions while creating a gateway into the plot using that instrument itself is just, it's something else entirely, and I find it really resonated with me. Now, this might come as a bit of a surprise for you, but I'm actually a big fan of the violin. My poor violin is actually in very poor shape. It needs its strings replaced and tightened, but it's an instrument that's always resonated with me. And so anytime in a form of media that anytime it's incorporated in, I just get this shiver down my spine. I can't even really fathom it completely either. But it's something that's really important to me, and I'm really happy that I could connect with this film in that way. The use of visuals is another very important aspect of this film and expands on what we already knew about Shinkai's works. Alongside the gloriously vast and colorful environments, he also depicts beauty through the use of light. The way in which cracks of sunlight would hit a train interior, or the ebb and flow of light passing, left me in awe. There were more than a few times where I would rewatch a particular scene just so I could see those very slight patterns dance across the screen. I can't say I've experienced anything quite like it. The Place Promised is not only an incredible work, but I do consider it to be my favorite of his works. It's funny how I keep picking the right works by Shinkai at the right times in my life. This one in particular is quite hopeful. It's bittersweet, but it also expresses a much more positive outlook than maybe some of his other ones did. And right now I'm in a state of mind where I'm feeling very positive, and I'm feeling very strong about the decisions I've made and following my dreams, and that's a very big theme of The Place Promised. Now, another thing I love so much about it is the fact that it really expands on themes and ideas and settings as you would expect in Voices of a Distant Star. I think it's really great in that way. You know, I could also say too that this is it has its problems. You know, it's not a perfect piece. It's very convoluted at times, but I think what I like so much about The Place Promised is how vulnerable it is and how we can feel so enriched from the experience despite that. So I hope you enjoyed my review of The Place Promised in our early days. This is an incredible work, and I'm so happy I could introduce my violin into here because I do love this violin very much. I've been learning how to play for a while now. I'm not very good at learning to play instruments, but this is basically that instrument in my life that's always been a part of my life. It's something that I learned to play very early on, but not for long enough, so I'm trying to replay now. But I love this very much, and I love this work in general. I love the attention to detail. I loved all the little nuances. There was just something really incredible about it, and I'm really happy that I could experience it, and I really hope that you do too. I'm really curious to hear what you think about this movie in particular, and what some of your favorite Shinkai works are and why they worked for you. So yeah, this was really great, and I can't wait to do more of these Shinkai reviews. I'm actually really excited for this coming Mondays just to see where it'll take me. Who knows, right? So yeah, thanks again for tuning in, everybody. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later, okay? Alright, peace.